One thing I would say is your first semester of college, try to take some easier classes. It just helps you like ease into the college life and you're not feeling overwhelmed by really hard classes with a big workload.
Don't be shocked, depending on what college you go to, coming from a high school setting where there are 20 kids. But for biology, my freshman biology class is 500 kids. So you don't be shocked that there's gonna be it's a difference than high school. There's a big change, but it's basically the same principle though. You want to make sure that you market yourself. So if you have a class with 500 kids, make sure the professor knows your name. Make sure you're on the first name basis with the professor. So at the end of the semester, you need a point or two to get an A. The professor knows who you are. They know your work ethic. They're going to be like, okay, well, I know that you work really hard. You have an A in my class now. So it is different than high school, but it's not vastly different, really.
A lot of people get discouraged when they get their admissions back and they get accepted for the summer as opposed to the fall. They think that they weren't quite as good as the rest of the students, but they still were good enough to get in. Getting in the summer is probably one of the biggest blessings you can get because you have all that time to learn the campus, talk to people, start networking, figure out where everything is while there's no one in town. You got an empty college town that you can figure out, get your bearings about you, lay the land, and figure it all out before the flood of people come in the fall.
Yeah, if I could go back, I would definitely start in summer term because all of my friends that did summer, I'm just listening to their experience. I'm like, wow, like you knew all of this before I did. Like, thank you for helping me, and I wish I would have had that knowledge going into the fall semester.
Yeah, definitely don't overwhelm yourself in your first semester because if you overwhelm yourself, you're ultimately gonna like damage your GPA because you're just like so worried, and then it's just gonna be harder to bring that up throughout your college career.
On that, like if you have the opportunity to live on campus your first year, definitely do it because I still hang out with and talk to all three of my roommates from my first year, and I'm living with one of them next year. So they're definitely college-long friends and probably going to be lifelong friends. Four classes.
4 classes. 8.
4.
5.
4.
4.
4.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Don't take too much on.
I started off my freshman year for both semesters. I took 4 classes each semester. And then these past 2 years, my sophomore and junior year, I took 5 classes each semester. And it's been pretty difficult. I mean, you have to gauge how much time you actually have because you're going to have a lot more time in college. And so freshman year, I found myself with a bunch of time left over. I probably marathoned at least 3 new shows from start to finish. And I realized that that's probably not what I should be doing with my time. So I upped the ante, got more involved, added a class, and I think it's worked out in my favor.